Good evening and welcome and Happy New Year to our viewing audience in Peterborough, Kingston, and everywhere in between. Getting you set for another TV Cogeco broadcast of the Ontario Hockey League. Tonight's game at the Kingston K-Rock Centre featuring the hometown Kingston Frontenacs and the visiting Peterborough Petes. The Fronts head into tonight's game sitting in first place in the Eastern Conference with 47 points, are 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, and are coming off a big 4-1 victory on the road against the Oshawa Generals, while the Petes head into tonight's game sitting in sixth place in the Eastern Conference, are 3-6-1 in their last 10 games, and are coming off a tough 6-4 loss to the last place Guelph Storm. However, the big splash made in the early part of 2016, the Kingston Frontenacs acquiring Michael Dalcall from the Oshawa Generals, former 5th overall draft pick from the New York Islanders in 2014. And for a preview on that, of this game and much more, we'll head it up to our broadcast booth, Scott Rogers and Dave Murphy.
Game back up for us.
And you guys had a bit of a tough game against Guelph your last time out, the last place team. You guys lost 6-4. What was kind of the message heading into a game like this against the Frontenacs, who were in first place, and obviously a big rivalry game for you guys?
Yeah, of course. Big rivalry game, and there's no reason we shouldn't be up for this one. And after last night, it's a little bit extra motivation to come back with a good effort tonight. And tough road period there, a couple penalty kills, but we got a lot to build on for the second here.
And you guys didn't have a ton of chances there in the first period aside from your goal there. What do you have to do to generate some more offensive opportunities in the second and third?
I think we just got to start getting pucks deep and working below their goal line. That's what our team does, and that's our strength. And obviously they got a good goalie, and their record shows they're a good team. So we got to play them hard and play them physical. And
lastly, Hunter, you guys, again, a big rivalry with the Frontenacs here. How much would it mean and how important would it be to leave the K-Rock Centre tonight with 2 points against the Fronts?
It'd be huge. Obviously the Eastern Conference is pretty tight, and there's a bunch of teams tied with us right now. So every game's a game we must win, and a game we got to go into with that mindset. So of course, against the top place team, it'd be huge.
Hunter, thank you. Good luck. Back to the K-Rock Centre. I'm joined alongside by Frontenacs assistant captain Spencer Watson. And Spencer, you guys take a 2-1 lead after the second period. You got on the board early in the second period on a marker by yourself. You just take us through your goal there, and a nice move around the defender there.
Yeah, it was a nice goal to get for a team. Putting us up a goal. But I think DC used his great vision, and he found me coming right through the middle, and I was able to fake the defender out and kind of slip my way around him, and I got my rebound and put it in, so that was nice.
Yeah, and you mentioned Michael Dalcall. You spent a lot of the time in the first two periods on a line with him. Can you just sort of talk about what he brings to the team and how much of an impact he's going to make for the rest of the season for the Fronts?
Yeah, he's a high impact player. He's one of the best in the league, and for the first 2 periods that he's joined our team, he's played really well. I feel like I'm really comfortable playing with him, and same as Fogel. I think us as a line have been really good so far of late. So he's a huge impact player for the team. He's going to help us a lot.
And at this time of the year, some teams lose some key players to the World Juniors, and you guys are no different. But you guys have been able to be successful in that time. How does that speak to the depth of this team and how good they are top to bottom?
Yeah, we're missing 3 of our key players that have stepped up for us early on in the season, and so they're just going to be great when they come back. But we have a lot of depth on our team, and our rookies and our younger guys are really pulling through and stepping up. So it's been great for our team, and it's great to see.
And lastly, Spencer, you guys are up 2-1 after 40 minutes. What do you have to do to hold off the Petes here in the third and get a big victory?
Yeah, I think we got to, first of all, stay out of the penalty box. That kind of gave them a little momentum in the second period, but we just got to play like we did the rest of the time. We were full strength, and I think we'll be fine.
Spencer, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Spencer Watson of the Kingston Frontenacs, scores the goal in the second period to give the Frontenacs the lead. We'll get you set to drop the puck for the third period, coming straight up after these messages. And you mentioned Oshawa. You again played there for 3.5 years, coming off a Memorial Cup championship season last year with the Gens. How has again the transition been for you on your way over here, and what do you bring in terms of that Memorial Cup experience to the first place Frontenacs?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Obviously, I went in there at 16 and met a lot of people there and have a lot of lifetime friendships that I developed. So obviously, I'm just happy for a fresh start. I know a lot of guys in this team, and there seems to be some chemistry immediately. So I'm just very happy to be here and blessed for this opportunity.
And you were able to score 2 big goals here in the third period, 3 points in your Frontenac's debut. Can you just kind of take us through what you saw there in the third period and what it meant to get such a big goal there and give the team back the lead after conceding those 2 early goals in the third?
Yeah, I think our line played well tonight. We dominated most of the game. We had a lot of chances, and when you play with good players like that, goals are going to come. So just worked out tonight.
And lastly, Michael, you don't have much time to look back now. You see your old team in the Generals next week here in this building. Obviously going to be an emotional game for you. What do you guys have to do as a team to get ready for Oshawa coming into the Kingston K-Rock Center next weekend?
Yeah, we can't take them lightly. There's a lot of character in that room. So obviously it's going to be a pretty fun game for me, knowing everyone in that lineup. And there's going to be some mixed feelings, but I'm looking forward to it.
Michael, thank you and welcome to Kingston.
Thank you very much.
That is Michael Dalcall, the newest Kingston Frontenac and tonight's first star. 2 big goals in the third period, an assist in the second, and a big debut for Michael Dalcall and an even bigger win for the Frontenacs. 5-3 the final over the Peterborough Petes. Join us back for the post-game wrap-up. We'll send you to a quick break. And we're here for the post-game wrap-up. Kyle Compeau joined alongside by Scott Rogers, and the game 5-3 final in favor of the Kingston Frontenacs in a big third period from the Fronts after falling behind in the early stages after back-to-back goals. And Scott, again, we talked a little bit off air. We listened to the interview from Michael Dalcall. Just a storybook finish for the Frontenacs here and the newest Frontenacs player.
Yeah, did you have anything to do with that? You're the new guy. Eh? Did you write the script? For Michael Dalcall, you're right. You couldn't ask for a better debut. 2 goals and an assist tonight. A huge factor.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned the chemistry between those 2 guys. When I interviewed Spencer Watson during the first intermission, or during the second intermission, he wouldn't let me get a sentence out before praising Michael Dalcall and the arrival of the newest Kingston Frontenac. So again, it's not just from a viewing perspective up here. Definitely the players feeling it on the ice. And as you mentioned, those guys are perhaps sticking together when the other junior players come back. Now, you mentioned those guys, Lawson Krause, Juho Lammikko, Roland McEwen, guys away at the World Juniors. The Fronts have been able to sustain some success so far, and they've been able to, put up some big efforts here. And that has to be huge. The guys may not be focused on looking back at their junior teams, but when they come back and realize where they are in the standings and how well they've been playing, you'd have to think that goes a long way and shows the depth of this Frontenacs team.
No, I think that's a great point, because I think there was a chance that when McEwen and Krause and Lammikko left, that there could be a drop-off for this team. I mean, this is not a very deep team.
And as we expected, always a tough game between the Petes and Frontenacs. This one no different. The Petes getting 2 quick goals to start the third period, perhaps momentum swinging in their favor. Frontenacs stuck to their game plan, able to push through and ultimately get the victory here, but perhaps a little bit on their heels after that start of the third period in which the Petes got 2 back-to-back goals.
Yeah, you have to give the Frontenacs a lot of credit, because things really went off the rails real fast at the beginning of the third, and it would have been...
And again, we've talked about the night that Michael Dalcall had, and I spoke with him at the end of the game there. Named the first star of tonight's game, again, 2 big goals and an assist. But next week, he faces off against the Oshawa Generals back at home. Said obviously a little bit of mixed feelings there, but obviously focused on the task at hand. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like for him playing against his former team and his new team's building?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to want to give him an extra shot and an extra rub. There's no doubt about it.
Insight, and we'll see you again next week as the Fronts take on the Gens.
Fantastic. I'll be here.
And that's it for us tonight. Thank you to everyone in the TV Cogeco truck and everyone making a part of this production. The Frontenacs skating away with a big 5-3 victory and a dream debut from Michael Dalcall, scoring 2 goals in the third period to add to an assist earlier on in the game, finishing with 3 points and the night's first star. Frontenacs skate away from the KRC, 5-3 winners over the Peterborough Petes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kingston Memorial Center. We are getting slated to drop the puck on another spectacular Queens men's and women's hockey season. We are getting you set tonight for the beginning of the women's hockey season as they host the Brock Badgers. Unable to get a shot through a seam, goes to the corner instead. McKellar with it. She's got a chance out front, and the touch is there from Krause. Covered up by Stephanie Lukes. Kyla Krause on the doorstep, trying to bury the rebound. Easily tipped into the corner. Amanda Iarati with the opportunity for Brock. And she gets it out front. That was shot through. Easy save. Lahonen covers up with the glove. The chance there from Lauren Webb. Great job by the Badgers in the counterattack to get an opportunity on goal. But Caitlin Lahonen up to the task. Not going to get it. Puck comes loose. Off a stick and a shot from the back end from Halliday. Spills through. They score! 1:14 to go and the Gales get on the board. A scramble shot from the point. And it was poked in from a stick inside the crease. We'll see who gets credit. Gales are going to change quickly. LaRocca with pressure up high. Now Kraus coming in. Almost losing the puck behind the net. And now it's turned over and they score! What a great play by Nadia LaRocca. Tough breakout from Kara Sales as she skates in behind the net and tries to emerge up ice. But Nadia LaRocca with a great stick check lifts it up, takes the puck away from Sales, and slides it into the empty net. And that's going to do it as the Gales skate over to Lahonen, who's going to celebrate a shutout in her first start of the season.